Okay. And that's populating. Okay. And then I'm going to hit the record button and we'll be done. Yes. All right.
Oh my God.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
It's running out. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. And stay with it and hit it.
All right. Man, say, ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home. This is only for professionals. You know what?
But it sure is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. You know, before we get into our topics, I heard, have you ever heard a rock talk? That's a question to you. Have you ever heard a rock talk?
Oh, I thought you were not
No,
finished.
no.
A rock talk.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of rock talk.
Well, I just heard a 25-year-old rock, dumber than a rock, talk. Rush Limbaugh was talking to this 25-year-old female, and
Okay.
she was saying that he was saying like, how much should we tax the 1%? And he said, would 50% be enough? And she said, they said, even if we tax them 50%, that wouldn't be enough to pay for all these social programs. And then he said, and then he pointed what happened in Europe when they try to tax all these rich people. They just hid their money better, right?
Right.
Then he says, what do we tax this 1%, 100% of their income?
So they're working for nothing
Right.
and have to give away their wealth. That's the end result of.
And she, yeah.
Well,
And he
go ahead.
said, even if you charge them 100%, that would only be enough. That wouldn't be enough to pay for these social services or whatever she wanted for 3 days. It wouldn't be enough to pay for it for 3 days.
Wow.
And she says, well, and she says, I don't care. I want them to tax the 1%. And it's almost like it just went over her head that 1% can't pay for all these social. I deserve this. I deserve that, because I'm breathing here on Earth.
Right.
And she sounded like she was like a really cute 25-year-old, but as dumb as a rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are on Innervision FM, and from time to time we do wow, we come up with some fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
If you like,
Yeah.
you hear, see, I'm Alan C, and this is Johnnie J, and we like to try to have a little bit of levity.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Share. Subscribe. If you want to hear like extra material that we have, you can do a subscription of I think it's $5.95, and then you can graduate to the master level of $15.95, and with that you get like a whole lot more, right? Of us, and you might even get. I'm wearing my Innervision red T-shirt.
I've also got a red shirt on. It's not Innervision FM, but
I gotta send you one. I gotta send you one of these.
yeah, we got to get that
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah, And so, you get one of our T-shirts if you come in at a master level, and yeah, well, and we'll mail it to you free in the United States. If you're in Europe, I know sometimes she mails stuff over to Europe, and it's like $40. So
Is there?
we may have to charge you for that if we're going to send it over to Europe.
I wonder how to work that out. I mean, because honestly, you know, we don't want to exclude any market, but man, that'd be
Yeah.
really hard to
Well,
do that.
and it's not a guarantee that it'll get to you because we young man he bought a cell phone over here and then we sent it to him and it got lost and we only bought half of the insurance. We should have bought the whole insurance, and we just didn't think that somebody would steal from the mail.
Yeah,
But
it's
they
amazing.
they they
Um,
stole that iPhone. So yeah, and was something else I wanted to say about that European mailing service. So yeah, we'll probably have to charge you if you're from Europe $40, and we'll probably put insurance of 200 and some dollars on that. So at least you, it would
be a
get you.
mighty expensive T-shirt, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah,
We'll figure something out.
it'll be $65
Yeah,
altogether after you tack on the insurance costs and whatever. But
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man, I was thinking about something and it just flew out of my mind about mailing and Europe. But anyway, subscribe, like the show and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's what I was thinking about. We know that Russia, in our last show, is 13% of our viewership. Germany is 13%. UK is around 13%. And then it goes down to Spain. It goes a little bit lower. Spain and some other countries. I think it was, what was that? Vietnam. It was down
Vietnam, and
like
yeah,
32%, stuff like that. So,
right.
anyway, I don't know if, uh, I don't know any Russian. Well, Pasiba. That's all I know. And then German, I don't know any German.
I have German relatives,
Uh,
things
yeah.
like that.
In the UK, do they speak another language, or is that just do you just speak it with a nicer sound?
That's just England, I suppose. You know. I wonder if the United Kingdom is just a different way of saying England, or if I'm just being naive.
Hey,
You know,
hey, hey! Let's ask. Okay, I don't know about Russia. Russia, you probably can't go there, but Germany, the UK, Spain. If you'd like us to bring a concert over to your country, put
wow,
something in info
absolutely.
at innervisionfm.com. We'll set up the ticket prices over here. You'll help us find a location. We'll pay the location, charge tickets online. Once we got enough, we'll book the place, fly over there, and bring our artists over there to perform. Hey man, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'd be an absolute blast. So set
Yes.
that up and hit that info at intervisionfm.com, and in the subject line, just go ahead and let us know what
Yeah.
it is that you're wanting there to
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
square.
Or be a monthly subscriber. You can go to paypal.me/Innervision Denver. That's paypal.me/Innervision Denver. We get like 1,000 of you, even like half of 1,000 of you, man. We could do a lot of stuff with that, with setting up meetings and setting up like fun stuff to do in your country or your town. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun with this, man, because I
Well,
love visiting
it's
people.
summer. I mean, you got to look at it this way. It's the first summer where the mask has come off, so to speak, and one can at least travel for a little while, hopefully, uh, without any further restriction, as it were. Um,
Yes, and before we get to our main topic, Coachella. Have you ever heard of this guy named Coachella?
no,
Well,
no, I haven't.
he's a late night talk show host, and he by day he puts together concerts, and I guess he's been doing it for the last 20 years, and this is sort of like his alter ego.
Okay.
I think you might even like Jimmy Fallon, but anyway, so he puts together these concerts, and the big controversy over the Coachella concert was I'm sorry, Kanye West wanted what's her name, Taylor Swift, to apologize for something or not. Oh, for saying something about the guy who had that concert down in Texas, and all those people crushed each other, and some people
Yeah.
died and stuff like that. And so he wanted. She says, "Hey, at my concert, that would never happen because I would stop it, and I would, take care of my audience." And Kanye West wanted her to apologize, so she wouldn't. So Coachella had to take him off the bill because he said he wouldn't play, and he had to fill it with someone else. Right,
Interesting.
right. So that's a little bit of background. So they did the first weekend was on the 16th of April, which I don't know if they're gonna do it another weekend or because it's at the first weekend. Like, so if it's the first weekend, maybe it's gonna be the second weekend and the third weekend, right? But he has some guests in it. I've heard of Justin Bieber. Okay. Wait, let me get down this list because believe me, there's only a few of those people. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me get. Okay, here we are. What is it? Where? What happened? I cut out the whole. Let me see if I can put that back. Do you know? I took out all of. Okay, this is funny, audience. I took out all the information. I copy it and I sent it over, but I took it out. Well, anyway, Shania Twain, who's a country artist, she was there. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, here it is. So Justin Bieber was there. Harry Styles, I never heard of him. Have you? Yeah.
Nope, never heard of Harry Styles.
Now I heard of Shania Twain because in the '90s
Sure.
I was a country western. I was at a country western bar. I was a DJ there, and we used to
Right.
play her song, which is the one that she did at this concert. I feel like a woman, right? And I guess some guys can relate to that too, in our hour.
Yeah,
And
well,
then and then
right.
Big Sean, I think that's a rapper,
Yeah.
and more, right? And I guess this 28-year-old guy. Let's see, what was it? Oh, okay. This guy named Styles. He's 28 years old, and I guess he grew up listening to Shania Twain because his mother was into country music. So he said, "Hey," he brought her out as a surprise guest, and so they did the song, you know, "I Feel Like a Woman," and I don't know if this guy's a cross dresser or not, but that was that's what the song that he wanted to do.
All right. All right. Well, we are a progressive society, I suppose. And
Yes, and then I heard this Christian artist. He did this one time because he said he was out of control. He didn't really know what it was meant to be like a young Christian rapper or whatever. And he
mm,
said he was taking off his shirt. But I guess that's normal because Justin Bieber did the concert without his shirt. So I would guess that Justin Bieber is ripped in some way or another.
right. Well,
Because you're not gonna take off your shirt if you're not ripped. I would think.
well, I was thinking about certain things. You know, 40, 50 years ago, certain things were permissible. 100 years ago, certain things wouldn't have even been thought of. And right now, we're standing right where our fathers and our mothers were when we were growing up. So, but this
Yeah.
time it's a bit different because all of the institutions which we put our trust and our faith in are being severely tested, and we will come out okay because God's people are God's people and all that, and Jesus Christ is really the only way to get through and to make it. I don't know where that came from, but I just figured I'd throw that out there. That's just my opinion. I could be mistaken, but I'm not ashamed to put that out there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. And oh, by the way, when I set up, when you put in the password, you could just come in. You didn't have to, like, I didn't have to let you in, or did I have to let you in?
Not at all. Not at all. It was automated. So,
Oh,
once
good. Okay.
entered,
So,
why we're good to go. Everything will
okay.
be set
So I
up.
sent it out to about 300 people. So if any of you guys are there and you want to comment on any of these topics, so I don't have to go back and check over stuff.
That's an interesting way to, because we could look at it right here. And yeah, wow. That's a neat way to set up a meeting. All right.
Yeah, I thought about because I go to another meeting and I just put in the password. And I'm right there, and they say, "Hi, Johnny," and and it's only going out to a link. It's about 300 people on that list, and so it's only going out specifically to them. So I think I'm going to do it like that, so I don't have to wait in the waiting room, and you can just come on in, and you come in muted, and so when you're ready to talk, just unmute yourself, and then go from there. So then I thought about these artists when they're young and they want to get with someone, but maybe they didn't meet that special person in the fifth, kindergarten or whatever, and so they meet women on the way, and I guess this girl named Haley was a fan of Justin Bieber,
I understand.
and she liked him, and her father introduced her to him, which I know maybe her father's a lawyer or something like, because a lot of lawyers uh, deal in the music business for whatever reason, and so they started dating, and then it was this other girl, Gomez, what was her name? Oh, I forgot her. I forgot something Gomez. But anyway, I forgot. I forgot. I mean, you guys out there probably know, and you could put it in the subject line, whatever. Christina Gomez, something. Okay, I don't know. So even she was going back and forth. Then and then I guess they got married. It's Haley and him, but it didn't work out. Being a fan, it's almost like, oh, let me tell you. Okay, see if you're a fan of somebody, and music business is a business. You go on stage and you go perform, but it's a business, right? And so you don't want to particularly get with a fan where when you go home at night from work, she says, "I want you to work again." You do it for all those millions of people, right? Do it for me for free. And sometimes you may want to do something like that, and sometimes you may say, "I left the office. I want to come home and relax." Uh, Hey, is he watching the game or is he sort of like, oh,
Like, don't
huh?
it?
Yeah, okay. So, and I've seen this happen before.
Right, right.
That it's a job, right? Uh, I remember like this guy took his daughter to go see Billy
Billy,
Idol,
Billy
Billy
Idol.
Idol, and they went back and they were back there counting up the receipts of the T-shirts that were selling, and they were like really trying to figure like how much merch did they sell that night. And she thought he would be back there just relaxing, eating some grapes, chocolate on the side, and they were back. He was back there with the accountants, kind of figure out how much money did we generate tonight. And she was kind of disappointed because she thought, the rock star, he'll be there sitting there, growling at people, rawr, because he had that,
Sure.
you know, but he was like tallying up, how many shirts did they sell.
Right.
So I have a feeling that something like that might have happened. I don't know. I wasn't the fly on the wall. I'm just guessing, just from talking to other musicians and then being an artist myself, that someone meets you, they hear you on the radio, they want you to be that radio personality, unless they're more down to earth and they just want you to be you. I have a
That's
we have a
fascinating.
yeah, we have an artist named Wayne Turner, and this is what happened to him. He met a lady before he became famous, and she was pretty. Her family was a very nice family, business wise. She came from very good stock, and
The pink ones?
for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to go out there and experience more women. And I'm thinking like, man, this is it. I said, what are you doing? But he was a grown man. He was 21 at the time, or maybe he was 20. But anyway, he was a grown man, and I was just an older guy saying, hey, you know, she may not be the one for me, but you guys are good. Not only look good looking couple, but you guys work together, and you're building up something, and she's a real classy woman. Well, then he left her and went off to this other girl, and then the other girl, 2 kids later, ended up going up to Central City, and she saw something saying, "You could win. You could be the next winner of $30,000." Now, because of him and because the way his family was and how they trained him to buy houses and how to pay mortgages and how to leverage, going from one house to another house and getting bigger and bigger, this house that he finally ended up was built brand new from the ground up.
Man,
And he, they would, they, he thought they had agreed that this is going to be our retirement home, and if we don't retire her, we can rent out this 4 bedroom, 3 level, brand spanking new house in a new section of East Southeast Aurora. All right,
not a bad
but
area.
yeah, but she thought, and they had the emergency money. He did everything right. He had the emergency money, so she said, "I'm so close to winning that $30,000. My husband won't mind if I dip into the emergency money and try to win the $30,000, and he'll be so happy when I come home, not with the emergency money, but with the 30 extra $1,000." Well, she did this a few weekends, and they were, he would sign the checks and she would send it off, and the mortgage company would call and say, "Mr. Turner, you didn't pay your mortgage this month." And he says, "I signed the check, with my wife and this and that." And says, I'm going to believe my wife that she mailed it out. And a few
Wow.
times, and then a few more times, and the house was gone.
Oh, gone. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So he moved, and then that led to the divorce and all of that. Because he says, if you can't be with someone and you trust them, how can you be with someone who thinks that life is just, and like I said, he bought a small house first, then he bought another house, then he bought another house that was bigger, then he bought this house. So it was
Right.
like a step by step, and
Process.
he was moving like a chess player on a chessboard.
Yeah.
And he was just unfortunate enough to get a woman that she never had anything. Her mother they had always lived in rental houses, and by the way, her mother even did this. Her mother would go to the store and get a fan at the beginning of summer, keep the box, then come back at the end of the summer, put the fan back in the box, and say the fan's not working, get her money back.
That really, really bummed me out when I saw people do that.
Yeah, you seen that before?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wow. It was just interesting. So, but Stephanie went on to work for the state, as a DVR counselor. Bought her own house, and I think eventually she got married. I don't know if she had any kids or not, but I would love to follow up on that, and probably most likely she did, and that's the story. And he's now living in a Section 8 housing, and kind of bitter about that experience. And I didn't know I would be right. I just saw that was, and I probably could have took my advice too, but I just saw that her family was made of the same ilk as his family, and they were business minded, and they cared about, they trust, and it was like no running off to Central City and spending all the money and lying to each other about,
Yeah,
money not being there. So I'm thinking like, who knows what happened with Justin Bieber and this situation, but I'm thinking that uh, things happen. Things happen.
they do, and there is that one thing, like I said earlier, that never changes, and that guy's Jesus Christ, and he's got the word, and that's what we stand on, anyways, and have the faith and that kind of thing. It's a crazy world we live in, and it's hard to be distracted sometimes. But living on 80% stress and 20% whatever is not healthy. So just gotta put your
Yep.
stress somewhere. So I may as well just surrender them all, and there we go.
Yes. And then so this is almost like celebrity news mixed in with Innervision artist news. Okay. And then Anthony Romer, the creator of the group Fresh Oil from Heaven, uh, has moved from Texas to California. He found, and he just became a Adventist recently, and he's
Right.
getting closer to becoming a vegetarian and stuff like that. So he went to one of the biggest Adventist churches in California, and it looks like he's going to move there. I'm going to miss
Wow.
him here in Denver, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have to have him on, if he's available at some point.
mm,
7 Day Adventist, is awesome, and everything is awesome. All freedom of religion is enshrined in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, and that happens to have freedom of speech and all kinds of crazy stuff in there. Freedom of the press.
yeah,
Got to read it sometime.
yeah.
It's a really
Now
good document.
I got to tell you a story about that. They've been trying to, you remember like Little Richard?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he was a seven Adventist,
Right. Right.
and but he had to leave the church because they don't really allow like any dancing
Sure. Right.
or rock. And for years they were kind of negotiating with them when he got into his 70s and 80s, because I think he died at the age of 83, trying to convince him to come on and do an interview because that would bring so many people, you know, to convert or to come to the interview. So I guess when he was too old to dance, too old to woo, that, he decided to go on the show. And
Okay.
I've heard of like this. It was another artist. I don't remember what their name. It was some rappers. They made some kind of regional success, and they gave up all the rapping, and they went to the Adventist church, and they did Adventist cooking shows and things of that sort. And so, it was like, you could sing, but you can't dance. You can have a dance ministry, and you can have a Christian hip hop ministry. But his music is more like Christian contemporary. So there's 10 big Adventist churches in California. So I wish him well and hope that he can continue doing his concerts as he was doing in Texas, because he would do Sunday services at other churches, and then he would do um, ministry at Adventist churches in Texas. So that's the news concerning him, and in the beautiful land of California. And when I called them, they were out there checking out some of the beautiful property out there because people are moving away, and there are some deals out there to be had, um, in those communities. Now, let's get to that's what. What? Okay. Okay. Let me. Oh, okay. And Dreamland Music, we need about 50 of you guys to buy some tickets for Dreamland's concert. I know a lot of people may be waiting to go to the door, but the tickets are going to be $3 more at the door. So you might as well get them online, and at 50 or more of the people can go. It's aftonshows.com/Dreamland, then music, MUZIK. All right, and just go there and get some tickets. The tickets are $13, and we greatly appreciate you if you do if 50 of you do it in the next 24 hours. Um, we'll have they're gonna have their CD release party, and we may just give out a bunch of digital versions of the songs, maybe even some vinyl records or CDs. Get on that list for vinyl records because vinyl records are coming back in.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay,
interesting. Wow.
now, okay, now that's right. Justin Bieber, just like a lot of the Hollywood stars, might be wearing their masks, and to virtually show how benevolent they are. I guess he has his signature mask that he wears. It's like a surgical mask, and
Awesome.
he comes in. He said he passed the guy on the back of the doorman, and he goes into the studio and so forth like that. And he even wore the mask. I don't know how you can sing and wear a mask at the at the concert. That is kind of interesting because wouldn't it sound kind of muffled? But I guess some people are good
I
at
would very
talking.
much think that it would, but perhaps with the miracle of modern technology, they've got mics that maybe would fit right there in the mask. Who knows, man? That'd be really awesome. You know what? That'd be a great marketing idea. As a matter of fact, any engineers that want to take on that project, we can help. Don't know how, but we'll get that product right on out there and market as long as you get it on over to info@intervisionfm.com.
Yeah, and I,
Uh,
I, I don't know. That sounds. I don't know, man. I mean, you just sound like, how you doing? But
well,
I could like,
actually, in
anybody
all
in the house, put your hands up, put your hands up.
in all
Oh
honesty,
man.
I've seen
Oh,
people sing in mass before, and it it didn't really get muffled too much. Um, a choir doesn't quite sound right, but I will tell you, it it does impede one's ability to be able to
yeah,
sing. I often
yeah.
wonder if, like in 20 years or 30 years, if for whatever reason we got to wear these things, on and off every so often.
Hmm,
When they come up with a new pandemic or whatever like that. Whoa, we don't
hmm,
want to go there.
yeah.
But I often wonder whether our lungs will get like bigger and we'll get more evolved. We'll get like superpowers and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes, yeah. Hey,
yeah.
everybody, tomorrow, if everything works out well, Jimmy
Oh,
Lee
this,
Tillman was going to be on the show tomorrow night, and we're going to spend some time with him talking about because I want to know when the election time is happening because I think he's near Chicago, somewhere near Illinois or something like that. So I could probably look that up and see when they're going to be uh, doing that. And don't forget to support my Johnnie J for Colorado uh, House District 5.com. So you can go up there and we need volunteers and so forth like that. But hopefully, oh man, somebody's smoking heavily. Man, I got the window open and whoever is smoking is coming right into my window, man.
oh
It's like,
man, I can tell you
oof.
that's got to be the worst.
Yes. So hey, thank you for joining us tonight, and hopefully tomorrow Jimmy Lee Tillman. But like I said, he's on the campaign road, so other things may take precedence. But we're gonna try to get him on before he gets elected for U.S. Senate here in the U.S. of A. All
Now,
right.
before we do go, Johnny, I got to just say this. Now, who is Johnny Johnson? Why do you want to even try to even support this guy? Now, listen, I've known this guy since 1991, and he's the first blind person that we know of in Colorado. There are other ones now, but he's first that started with some film production. I was amazed
I think
because we
so.
met
Yeah.
in college. And this guy, he was going right for it. He's like, "Hey, I want you to play some guitar." Yeah, we never did do it. But I want you to play some guitar, and got a film coming up, and this, that, and the other. And well, lo and behold, the film came out. Had an actual high school friend of mine. His name was Aaron Espinoza. He was blinded by, well,
A
he was
stray bullet from a,
yeah,
a,
stray
a
bullet
gang
from
member.
gang member. So uh, there was one topic that really I wanted to cover last night with you, and
What?
we just ran out of time. But that was, how in the world do we rehabilitate prisoners? How do we do good things? How do we as a community help out? Because we're part of the community. So, what we do is we do feature grassroots musicians. And those folks, they do happen to sometimes have a record. We do feature, what do you call them? Recording artists, independent recording artists. Sometimes, they want to clean their lives up and do the right thing. And, oftentimes they find Christ, and they want to turn over a new leaf. And where do they go? Well, oftentimes we can help. We can start with certain classes that are offered. You can find out more about what we got going on at innervisionrecords.org. And we got a bunch of stuff in the description below. Take a look. And if you like what you see, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. It's super important.
Yes.
And, everybody needs to be safe. Everybody just needs to be safe and be mindful. We have a big change coming up. We got the midterms coming up. YouTube and some of these other platforms, some of your other platforms like Facebook and things like that are here to help.
Hey,
And what I mean by helping is they're going to make sure that certain misinformation and disinformation and cuddly things that sometimes just kind of get in the way of certain things. Why we want to make sure, they want to make sure that that we are not hurt.
as dumb as a rock.
We are as dumb as a rock, like
Yeah.
the person at the beginning of the thing. But
Yeah.
that's really all I wanted to cover was, how do we rehabilitate prisoners? How do we do that? And
And even
the
before
answer,
they even get there, I mean, like before they go down that road, if we can get to them,
before they go down that road.
yeah. So
And the way that that's done is through music. It's unity. It is power. It is peace. And man, who invented music? Who better? The Lord.
Oh yeah.
And so if you haven't gotten saved, now's your time. There's never been a better time. And it's
All right.
nice. It's nice and easy. And it's not a religion kind of thing where you run around and go to church all the time and freak out. At least not right away.
Yeah. I heard that. Well,
but
yeah.
just let him move in. Let him move in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to close this window, man. This smoke is killing me. But we'll see tomorrow as I clear
right.
my house of all this smoke.
Ooh.
Here in Innervision.